There is something important I want to talk about today. Abusive marriages are a reality many people face, and it's crucial we discuss it. I have counselors with me. I am Chioma John, and I have with me Dr. Gospel Marvelous Chukwuma.
You're welcome to you and I.
I also have Ngozi Udofia.
You're welcome to you and I.
I'm glad to have both of you today.
Glad to
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Abusive marriage. Let's start with abuse. When we talk about that, what exactly are we looking at?
Now, first of all, I want to say thank you for choosing this all-important subject, abusive marriage. But we need to understand what abuse stands for in the context of our discussion. Now, abuse here, we want to talk about an inordinate or improper treatment meted against somebody else. You know, whether your wife, your friend, your child, or whoever, the treatment given to the person is not actually acceptable. So you are simply abusing the person, either mentally or psychologically or physically, as the case may be. So that's what abuse actually will represent in our discussion this moment.
Okay, abuse can also, from what Doc said, abuse can also mean hurting somebody with your words or action, being improper, being inconsiderate in the way you are relating with somebody, where you overuse or underuse something or somebody, that can also be related as abuse.
Practically, can we have signs of abusive marriage?
Now, if you are looking for signs of abusive marriage, I want to say that some of them don't show. Because, when I'm carrying bandage on my face, to you, it's like, this is not abused. But many of us are carrying, mental, emotional, or psychological injuries. So if you want to see signs of abusive marriage, sometimes you look at what happens in certain offices. Certain people come to the office to work for the day, and you discover that they're not really following what is happening in the working place or in the school, as the case may be. It's a sign that something is going on. If you want to have a child and a child that you abuse that attends your class as a teacher. Now, this used to be a very brilliant child, but looking at the child, he's no longer as brilliant as possible because there is abuse going on that he will need to speak out. So sometimes this abuse we're talking about does not really show physically. It affects the people mentally, spiritually, as the case may be.
That's on the side of a child. So
Yeah.
now looking at abusive marriage between husband and wife, is there any sign of it?
Okay, so sometimes, just like Doc said, sometimes it doesn't show, but sometimes it shows. And some of the signs you can see, sometimes the person starts withdrawing in some of the things he or she used to do. Sometimes you see the person being so cold. For somebody that is working, loss of concentration. What you used to give all your energy before, you see yourself, you're gradually dropping. And sometimes some of the signs also, the person that is being abused can indirectly start reflecting that. Maybe the partner is always harsh on talking to him or her. Before you know it, you start responding the same way to people. And sometimes you see some people, the signs may be, the person used to be a very jovial person. For those that don't know how to cover up, the person used to be a very jovial or a very happy fellow. Before you know it, the person starts going back. And before I think we really need to talk, what is this abusive marriage? Abusive marriage is unhealthy marriage. Abusive marriage is that marriage that will not allow somebody to really express who you really are. Abusive marriage is a marriage that a partner is exercising the kind of control that he or she shouldn't exercise on the partner. Abusive marriage is that marriage. But before I go on, from creation, God made man to have a right. To have a right of expression, right of living, right to talk. Now, when you are in a marriage where that right is being taken over by somebody. You cannot talk freely. You cannot express your emotion. You are angry. Somebody is, trying to shout down your emotion. You are really in an abusive marriage.
We're talking about abusive marriage. I don't know if you have experienced anyone before. I saw a woman with a 6-month-old baby with her and her teenage girl. So I know the woman. Once in a while she comes to church. I opened the door, she came in, and I was asking, is there any problem? I thought maybe that something terrible happened to her family. No shoes, no slippers. She said they came back from the village, after the festive period. She didn't come back the same day. The husband wanted her to come back with the children. According to her, one of her brothers that is wealthy came home and was giving her gifts to people. So she now, from her husband's place, went to her own place to collect her own, of which, according to her, they gave her a bag of rice, Android phone, and other food items. When she came back, the husband was not happy. He threw away all those things since the phone. It didn't end there. That the man was so angry that the man said that blood would flow. She said while she was breastfeeding the baby, the husband came and kicked her by the side and locked her inside the room. She escaped through the window. On Sunday, I saw her with the whole family. If you see the way they were glittering, you wouldn't believe. And I said, I thank God, because I couldn't reach her. I didn't know how to reach her back, and I've been worried. So see her. Nobody knew what that woman passed through. When we talk about abuse, and now I think they have reconciled. Do we see that also as an abusive marriage, or that something just came up?
No, something didn't just came up. In fact, if she never had come to you to narrate to you what had happened, and you just cited her in the church the way you just narrated, you wouldn't think that there is any abuse going on. You understand? And that's why it's important for us to deal with this abusive marriage in its different aspects. Because somebody listening to us today may be a victim of one of the aspects of abuse that will go through marriages.
Like this one that happened.
Yes.
Knowing that the man was not happy, though they came up and the man pretended. Do you think that matter has ended? Such a one, how can you help?
The matter has not ended. The matter has not ended. See, this is a very deep discussion. Now, there are those who ended up marrying sadists. If you end up marrying a sadist as a husband or sadist as a wife, you see, it will take you a long time work to make sure that you put yourself back to shape. Now, there are also those who end up marrying what people call people that have insecurity. Insecurity. Now look at it now. She came back with a bag of rice and all of that, which she doesn't have in the house. She doesn't have. So what is the problem here? Now you don't feel insecure. It's like somebody is doing what you should have done. So defensively, you need to attack. Okay. I don't know if you understand. So it has not actually ended, and that's what I want to say in this program, that such people should be able to reach out to people that can help them, guide them, call them counselors, call them pastors that have the awareness of the situation. And then, because sometimes we think that prayer can do all of prayer is very good, okay? But sometimes we need a kind of a therapeutic approach to most of these things.
How can we solve the situation? How can we help people that are in such condition?
Okay, before we go to how we can help, I just want to say that abusive marriage don't just happen. Okay, it doesn't just happen.
Okay,
it's something that has grown. For some people, it's something that they grew up with. When you see yourself, you're always responding negatively. This abusive marriage, we can also link it. There's a very thin line between it, and we can also call it domestic violence. We can link it. It's a very thin line.
It's an aspect of it.
Very thin line. Abusive marriage, it doesn't just happen. Somebody is growing up with an attitude, and that's why, as parents or caregivers, when you notice something coming up in a child, that's where training comes in. Because what you don't caution early, grows up and it becomes a seed. Even if you just silence it and don't uproot it at that moment, one day you see that it has grown. When you find out that abusive is not only when you are speaking, body language can be abusive. Okay. There's a kind of body language that a partner can give to his partner. You will know that I'm not safe. The story you narrated, the man said, do not fulfill. Some people will not speak. Body language, there's a kind of movement that a partner will take, over. I know they say for this household. And your body language also, when you are serving your husband food, because and maybe the way you will treat the food, meanwhile you know that the meal is very delicious. You took your time as a wife, prepared the meal, despite the stress, then the appreciation you will receive from your husband is looking down, messing up the food, making you to feel that's an abuse. It's an abuse. Yeah. And you as a man, you go out of your way, labor, to ensure that you get something that will make your wife happy. And only for you to present whatever you have for your wife will just look at it. Maybe let me give an example. Maybe you bought a gift that for you is expensive, but for your wife, what is this? That's an abuse. Abuse of somebody's labor, abuse of somebody's effort, abuse of somebody's time, abuse of somebody's thinking. What can I do? Because to think is a work. So it doesn't just happen. It's something that if you don't watch it, you don't caution it, it grows. That is when it now reaches to the level of domestic violence. Now, how do you help? Just like Doc said, speak out. A lot of people don't know how to speak. And when you are speaking, make sure you are speaking to the right person.
To the right person.
Make sure you are speaking to the right person, because when we as counselors or counselor psychologists tell people speak out, that's the only thing some people pick, people that are in problem. They say we should speak out, and now you end up going to speak to the wrong person. Go and speak to the person that say, what did you do back? What did you do? Two wrongs cannot make a right. When you're when you're experiencing abuse in marriage, okay, there can be dialogue. Look at your partner. Is it somebody that is ready to listen? Dialogue. When the dialogue is not working, find somebody you can confide in, somebody that can help you out to tell you what you can do. Let me just end there so that Doc will.
Now, in addition to that, the first I think we should do, like I've always told people, save your life first. You must think about saving your life first, because I've seen a situation now where somebody had been majoring in prayers and prayers, he's going to change, and she died in the process.
So can I comment there? That's where Christians are foolish. A lot of people are foolish. But when you're praying, there's something that God is saying. When we make prayer to be like a one-way traffic,
it's not moment.
Prayer is
a dialogue.
It's a dialogue.
You talk with
You're talking to somebody.
And you have to listen.
They are talking to us, and we are listening to you. But a lot of people that have, held on to prayer as a final thing, miss it at the point of God. As you're praying, God is telling you, walk out, take a break. Don't stay here. Be sensitive. I tell people it's not enough to pray, because so many prayers will say that God has not answered. It's not true. The prayers have been answered. It's just that you didn't listen. Yeah. You didn't hear to know. You are just there's a particular way you're expecting the prayer to be answered. The change will happen. The change can actually happen when you step aside. But you are believing my husband must change. You will wake up one day, come and tell me, my partner, my life will change. Or you wake up one day and say, I'm sorry for everything I've done. Meanwhile, that's not the way that God wants to do it. Alright, we shall be going on break. By the time we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Let me get away.
Are you in search of quality yet affordable office, home and outdoor furniture to serve different purposes? Then look no further. Polymed Furniture is the ultimate furniture brand you've been searching for, ranging from office chairs and tables, dining sets, luxury sofa chairs, hall and church chair, transparent chair, banquet chair, outdoor furniture and garden seats, salon furniture, student desk and writing chair, bookshelves and cabinets, gaming furniture like snooker, table tennis boards, and many more. Come experience us our exquisite showroom at our head office located at number 38A Odaganda along Franklin's Road opposite Lasso Main Gate. You can also visit our Port Harcourt and Abuja branches. For more inquiries, visit our website polymatfurniture.com. Email us at acpolymat@gmail.com or call 0806 343 1825. Stay connected with us on our socials at Polymat Furniture for great discount and offer. Polymat Furniture, a symbol of beauty and authenticity.
Welcome back. Abusive marriage. Abusive marriage. I don't know if you have experienced it. If not, there are people going through that. And we talk about seeking help. Don't you think, could there be barriers in seeking this help?
We're talking about barriers to seeking help, all right? That's one aspect I want us to look at, is so that somebody listening can really know that he's into this situation of abusive marriage. Now, we'll have the psychological and emotional aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, when you insult your partner, you humiliate your partner, you deal with her emotion, just like she was just trying to explain to us that you have done your best, but the man or the woman does not reciprocate positively. It's an abuse emotionally. So the person goes to the market, is driving on the street, as the case may be, but there is a mental torture somewhere. It's an abuse. Now, can we also talk about one that is actually hidden? All right? Sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is part of what we call abusive marriage. Because most men are going through it, most women are going through it. I know of a case where a hotelier, he owns a hotel. He has about 3 wives. Now, he decided to sleep with his wives in his hotel. And he's a sadist, like I had this. When the matter came to me, I said, this man is abusing the wife sexually. Will humiliate the wife to all kinds of treatment, and these are things that people cannot come up and say to people publicly. How did I know? She confided on her very good friend who happened to be a member of my church. And listen, so people are going through this, even sexual abuse, also the social abuse. Okay, don't greet this person, greet that person, don't go here, go there. You abuse the person socially.
Right.
Okay, now I have a little handle, I learn hairdressing, I learned, don't go anywhere, sit back at home. It's an abuse.
Okay.
I know family complicated. It's an abuse. Now, we also have the one that all of us know about, physical abuse. That's a swelling face here, that's a swelling, that's an injury here. We are carrying many swelling faces internally, emotionally. I don't know if I'm communicating. So this abuse occurs in different ways. So in case you are here, you are listening to us, and there is this abuse situation around you, please, it is not something that you are going to say, let me just wait, the man is going to change. Take a step immediately, look for a counselor, look for someone that can help you to come out of it. Like you and I, you can reach out to Madam here, and then you can get a kind of solution. You know, so don't stay back there hoping that now, are you aware that we are going to be having more abusive homes in the near future?
Yeah.
Let me explain that to you. Because most of these abuses happens in the face, in the front of our children. Of our children. And to them, this is what marriage is all about. To them, this is how to treat, you know, a boy to the younger one. His younger sister, let me do what daddy used to do to mommy. Because she has seen the father beat and manhandle the mother. She brought the sister down and was kicking the sister, boxing the sister. That is how he understands. It's a normal thing to him.
And that's why being a role model in marriage shouldn't just be for you as a parent. Every married person should role model good marriage to everybody around them. I want to link that to a story that just happened, which I heard recently, of a girl that this happened yes in the US. And you know, outside there, most of them have a lot of challenges in their marriage. You know, this girl is coming from a home where she has not seen anything like good marriage. She's coming from an environment where she said they just give birth to them, throw them away. So she came to a home where she goes out, she says she goes out for a party and she comes in. You know, as an African parent, they were already thinking of how do we tell this girl, look, we don't do this in this place, you know. But they decided to just keep quiet and be themselves. One of the days the girl just came out and was crying and said, are you sure that you are human beings? Are you sure that you are really human? Because from where I'm coming, I have never seen it before. So that's why, if you're a married person, yes, I agree that there's tendency of we having more abusive marriages because of the kind of homes that most people are coming from. But for those of us that are having good marriages, you can model it to the person that is coming from the wrong home, that the person can change the mindset and say, no, even though my parents, I saw it in my parents, but I don't want to be that. So I want to talk also on this sexual abuse. Sexual abuse happens when you don't even know what excites your partner. It's only about you. You are just thinking about yourself. You don't even think whether your partner is healthy or not to have the sex at that moment. You don't even check on the mental. You just
the mental state.
The mental is just all about you. It's just all about you. And sometimes some people go as far as threatening their partner. If you don't give me, I'll go outside. That's what I do.
It's an emotional pain too.
If you don't give me, I'll go outside. Even when the partner knows that it's not safe for me to go into this at this moment, for my husband not to go outside. Why people suffer abuse? Because of what people will say. Because of what people will say. I don't want to lose him. And meanwhile, you are losing yourself. I tell people, marriage is not a do or die affair. We only believe in that marriage. Only
this topic I was just discussing with my colleagues, and one or two of them said that there are those that doesn't like a home that is quiet and peaceful. Especially women, they want a situation where they are being beaten by their husband. The other one said that there are women that wouldn't like to have sex with their husband or except they are crying. That is, he must have beaten them and they are in that mood of crying before they will give it. What do you have to say about
that is true. If you do psychology, that is true.
Okay.
I was to get married to a girl years ago, and the girl said that I'm disqualified. I said, why am I disqualified? And you are fine, you are good looking, but you don't have the energy to marry me. I said, why? She said that I won't be able to beat her. No, that I won't be able to beat her. But she wants to get married to a man that will, when she raises some bells, the man will just handle her, beat her, kick her, beat her. Then she will not be crying. Then at that state of her cry, she will go and lie down in her room. I will now come and say, okay, don't cry. That's when the marriage gets sweeter. I say, excuse me, are you okay?
I want to ask, is it normal?
Are you okay? And she ended up marrying a beater. So one day she ran to my place and said, if this person comes here, tell him that I'm not here. I said, what happened? That he locked the door, I was beating me up, and then he died, dead, killed, and all of that. But he wanted it. He said, no, that I need the time that while you're beating me, the door should be open. So that when I'm tired, I exit. Now, that is to say that is a fact. So if you do psychology...
But do you think it's normal? It's not normal. You think that person is normal?
Now, socially speaking, it is abnormal. Because it's not socially acceptable. But to him, based on his personality, it's a normal thing based on his personality. And that is where people like us need to now say, look, what is not socially acceptable should not be a norm. So it happens. I don't know if you can get me. Now, if you don't, there are also those that if you don't beat them while having sex with them, you have not started anything. You must beat them, you must manhandle them. That's when the sexual pleasure becomes delightful.
Okay, let's not talk about those that are normal. Now, those that are music marriage is all about. Not those that are
before we talk about whether it's normal or not, let's look at this marriage thing. The origin of it was intention. So when you are bringing up attitude of I want somebody that will beat me, it's not normal and it's not part of marriage, and we shouldn't make it look like
encourage that.
It shouldn't be like this is the right thing to be done. Honestly, if you're one of those that believe that you marry somebody that will beat you, somebody that has energy to beat you, it's not normal, and that's what marriage should be.
It makes it difficult for some people to live a decent marriage.
Insecurity, when you don't know who you are, when you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want for yourself. That's woman number one. Then number two, fear of what people will say.
What people say, that which is a major area.
Fear of what people will say.
It's a major area.
We've had stories of people that stayed in a marriage, abusive marriage, that they lost their lives. because of what people will say. What would they say about it? What would they say? And what would they say? Like I said before, I tell my clients, it's only the living that can marry. When you are in a marriage that is threatening your life, why are you there? And some people fear of losing their children. I also tell you, you only need to be alive to save your children, to take care of your children.
And that's one of the aspects. That's a historical aspect of it. Why people still stay in abusive homes. All right? Maybe I'm a woman, my elder sister
Experience
is left back to the house, my younger sister is back to the house,
And I don't-
so no, I can't repeat that kind of situation. I must stay in this marriage.
and die.
You get the point? So when they look at the history of the family, a sister and aunt who later married and came back to the house, they say, no, I'm not going to make that list. And that's why I do tell people, if you're in an abusive relationship, you must wake up. Wake up to have what I normally call it the plan B. Like I do ask them, what is your plan B? As this, okay, if your husband wakes up to me and says, I'm not going to marry you again, what is your plan B? And most people don't have plan B. What will I do now? The man has scattered my life now. How will I start again? I have always maintained, if you are getting married to somebody, a man or woman, you must have a plan B. In case the husband dies today, what will I do?
What am I falling back?
What am I falling back? In case the woman dies, what am I falling back now? In case the man has become, excessively he can't enjoy him again. Why do I stay here? So we must all have plan B that is healthy.
Can a man have plan B when he finds himself in
The plan B of the man, the society will say, marry the second wife. But that's not the plan B. So the plan B, because the second one you're going for may give you worse than that.
Yeah.
But that's the simple thing. So the second one is not. That I was in a men's convention where they invited me to speak, and I told them, I said, look, watch your community, you have more widows than widowers.
Yeah.
Watch your compound, you have more widows than widowers.
Exactly.
So something happened is that men have ways of keeping these things inside, and it's killing you gradually. But the woman can shout, the woman can cry, and eases herself from those tensions.
Yeah.
And I tell the men, the way out is to learn. Please, in case somebody said, learn how to make yourself happy and stay happy. Do you know the reason why we're having most of the problem is that when I put my happiness in the hand of my wife, I put my happiness in the hand of my children, they cannot make me happy. Happiness is what I owe myself. I don't put that to you. I owe it to myself. So the plan B to the men should be just learn how to forgive, forbear, and find a way to make yourself happy.
A lot of men don't open up. They keep it.
And sometimes they open up to wrong people.
They open up in a beer parlor. In a beer parlor. That's where the solution is. One day you get there, you
Go away, they will tell you I beat my wife. Go and beat your wife.
go and beat your
And you end up breaking your head.
You don't want third party to come into your marriage, but make sure that both of you cannot agree. Having said that, I am Chioma John. Till next week, I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the crew, the cameraman, and those behind the scene, I want to thank you for
Thank you for joining us on the News Update.